Hello, my name is Maria Davidová. I'm a lecturer at the Welsh School of Architecture, and I will present a paper that was originally developed for Relating Systems Thinking and Design conference at Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago. The discussion will be about breathing screens, walls, and envelopes. So I will start with Bratton's discussion about the boundaries. That it has been common to generate strict lines with unpenetrable boundaries, and this has been this has been integrated to our geopolitical systems. This rests even more with computer-aided design. So what I will be talking about will be penetrable boundaries. This is computer simulation of the breathing screen I designed, and I will get to discuss. So this part is when the screen is partly open, and you can see this is the screen simulation, and this is how the airflow passes through the screen. This is when the screen is open to maximum, and you can see the airflow through the penetrable boundaries. What I will be mainly discussing in this presentation will be actually walls and screens from vernacular cultures, and I will show that penetrable boundaries have been developed over generations, and it has a reason for supporting cities' metabolism. This beautiful Gigamap is from a workshop with students with immigration backgrounds, and they have been mapping different places, typically of their origin or of their desire, and what would be the vernacular culture and how that can support the climate and ecosystem. This is similar workshop with students from Tunis. And here we get to my Gigamap that is already mapping the breathing screens I will discuss. It is relating their locations. It is relating how they moderate the climate, and whether they provide social interaction, possibility of habitation, and edible landscape across the species. These arrows, the black arrows, are showing human migration and how those screens have been actually moving with different cultures across the globe. And then the green arrows shows the recent migration of different species. They are migrating from the center of the equator towards north with recent climate change, because with the temperature increase, their original climate becomes inhabitable, whereas there are new habitable landscapes for them that have suitable climates for them. So we have human and non-human cultures migrating, and this is transforming to today world. Also the refugee crisis, for instance. So if I get to the first example, this is example from Cappadocia. This is a wall that is penetrable for the clear reason, because the humans used to live with pigeons. There would be spaces for pigeons and spaces for humans, and together the pigeon houses would generate ventilation flow over the caves inhabited by humans, which meant that the houses got ventilated and got a suitable climate, and breathable air. In the same time, the people collive with pigeons because they used their droppings as a fertilizer in otherwise arid conditions. So basically, neither nor could live without each other. The pigeons obtained habitat in otherwise difficult landscape. So this is the detail from the Gigamap that is showing the operations of climate comfort, humidifying, warming, cooling, and specifically the orientation towards public space, the privacy whilst having the space overview, the cross-species interaction, cross-species co-living, and edible landscape across the species. This is Indian jelly. This example is from a mosque. It is not oriented too much towards cross-species co-living. However, those penetrable boundaries, of course, enable different species like insects passing through, and of course they are moderating the climate. So you can see that there is less points here. Otherwise, in India, there is very rich culture about co-living with other species in other religions. This example is from Portugal, and this is a workshop that is a semi-interior space. Again, there can be cross-species habitation, and it moderates the climate, provides shadow, cooling the air, supporting air ventilation in otherwise kind of interior space. Here we get another example from Portugal, which is fencing wall that is in the city center of village called Salema, and you can see that these breathable walls are moderating climate and then supporting edible landscape, that these trees can survive in this urban heat island and provide fruits and so on. It provides social space and all interaction in otherwise urban heat island. So you can see that there is a lot of interaction. This is of course very famous example by Costa, that is using these cobogos and brise soleil, covering semi-interior spaces of balconies, again extending habitable landscape. If it was only balcony, it would be inhabitable because there wouldn't be any provision. Because you make this semi-interior space, it cools the space in the air in between, and you get suitable air into the interior. You can see how beautifully it grows over. This is a picture from 2006. Now it must be even more wild. This is example from Le Corbusier. He didn't fully get it, so you don't get cool air into the interior of these spaces because you have windows. However, it generates it is cooling the air of the micro-urban environment in its surroundings. So this building is providing suitable environment around, and of course sun shading the interior, and the spaces don't overheat. This would be the inspiration for the picture I have been showing now. These are traditional Mediterranean shutters. This one is from Cyprus. These are very human-centered designs. Basically, with this stick, you operate the shutters and manipulate how much air or if any air in at all is going through, then you can fully open if you don't want it. So you can operate the privacy, the airflow, and obviously the view through, and then you can dismantle it completely. This is a similar example from Cyprus, but what is more specific about this one is that the wood is non-treated. Therefore, it sorbs the relative humidity at night when the relative humidity is high, and evaporates it within a hot summer afternoon. So you have ventilation of humidified air into the interior. This is Masharabia that is typical for Arabic countries. It's a lattice work that has been specifically common for this humidifying performance. Not this case, because this case is treated because it's not from desert region. This example is already from desert region and has this humidifying performance. And now it is not so different, right? Those two. This one is from Norway. This one is from Norway, generating again semi-interior spaces for cross-species cohabitation. You have those spaces where birds can make nests and nobody minds because they are not in the climatized interior, and it is sort of envelope that is providing some sort of cover, backup space or buffer zone between interior and exterior. This example also from Norway, again covering those semi-interior spaces, was this example has special performance. You have those planks cut in tangential section when there is low relative humidity and high temperature. This wood warps, and the interior is airing, whilst when there is high relative humidity and low temperature, the facade closes and you don't get humid cold air into the interior. But again, then there is not so much cross-species interaction and so on. It's just like for small insects or so on. So I have been, because I'm not a historian, why I have been doing this research is my design of environment responsive screen, which is actually integrating the gathered knowledge from the schools of thought of the vernacular cultures. And this screen is airing when there is dry hot weather, and it's penetrable. You get a social interaction, cross-species interaction. You have moderated climate for your comfort and so on. This, and you can see that it is integrated all the qualities that have been listed in the above examples. So coming back towards this Gigamap, where you've seen the different locations of the different examples, they would be all from extreme climates, either extreme cool or extreme hot. But the thing is that those weather extremes are now happening even in moderate climates. That's why we no longer can learn from the schools of thoughts from our local vernacular culture. We have to search for the regions that had climate the way what we are obtaining now, and actually combine, because we have extreme heat waves, is extreme cool waves, extreme rains, extreme droughts, and so on. So this screen I was showing was developed from developed for the Czech Republic, which is now reaching those extremes. This is example from Ukraine. So you would see how Today, vernacular culture is adapting to the new climate. People just DIY those semi-interior spaces because those balconies no longer have suitable environment. So people do those adaptations DIY themselves. You can see these are other examples. That's all from Ukraine. This is the interior. This is how it looks in those rebuilt balconies that are turned into semi-interior space. And this would be semi-interior space from Norway, which it has been totally common for this culture to actually have those semi-interior spaces for different use, either social communication wise, storing or cross-species habitation. This would be a little workshop. You don't want to work with wood in the heated interior because you will be too hot, but you don't want to work outside because it's raining or hailing. So you would work in this semi-interior space, being inside and outside. This is another example of such space. So you see, it's a light wave structure that is like on the load-bearing structure. This is an example which I call transformer. Those some of those semi-interior spaces can unfold and be fully open or fully closed based on the situation of what you need at the moment and what is of use. So this is that example. This is the example of this screen, where when designing it, I draw this Gigamap dealing with complexity, actually relating what species is the best to use material-wise, ecosystem forest-wise, climate-wise, and so on. Here I get to an example. What I have been experimenting with is actually growing algae on those wood samples, and what I obtained is that this algae is moderating the moisture content of the wood, so it means that it warps more when there is dry weather because the algae absorbs the moisture, and it doesn't warp the opposite direction when the humidity is very, very high. The difference of the moisture content is about 10%. So that is the performance. So if I start concluding, Maureen states that relation between about the relations between whole and its part, the knowledge of parts is not enough. The knowledge of whole as a whole is not enough. When this talk is not only about basing wall, it's about metabolism of the cities in different levels, right? So when we discuss complex adaptive systems theory, that is relating social and material categories, it clearly states that environmental crisis produces also social crisis. Therefore, the environmental interaction and social interaction are closely related. And to this addition, specifically about these breathing walls, Karpa, we should take into consideration Karpa's pointing to mystical, religious, and spiritual experience that is also natural to human culture. Such discussion makes it clear that there is a need of relating hard and soft or even tacit data and knowledge. So to summarize in this paper, this paper is synergizing the collected and generated holistic knowledge. It is relating former design interpretations and new design generations. The two kinds oscillate in feedback loops in nonlinear manner, in time and across variety of disciplines. And it is doing that for possible ecosystemic change, and therefore also change in governance and social systems, climate change adaptation and biodiversity loss mitigation. And it is targeting on food security, climate and social comfort across multiple species in built environment, their appearance and abundance. This can be achieved through new built architectures and urban design, and through parasitic structures nested on current built-up environment. It is investigating school of thoughts through vernacular culture and co-designed co-performance. Both the southern and northern breathing walls are moderating the interaction of the building with extreme climate and its environmental socio-cultural interaction. The new complexity to conceive a living organization makes clear that autonomy cannot be conceived without its ecology. That one is drastically moving with climate change and cross-species and cross-cultural migration. This is including human species amongst others. Thank you. So I am happy to receive any questions and have a nice discussion. Thank you very much.